Does anybody know when the UK stops being hot? Honestly, almost on fire as much as Luke Waterfall and John McAtee. I don't know, I thought to say something. I linked it to Grimsby as I've got this thing on again, as we are back again for some difficult games today. As welcome back, people, to episode number 8 of season number 1 of the Wayne Rooney Wayne's World, Wayne's American Tour, Road to Glory here with DC United. And if you haven't seen the last episode, I'm going to go ahead straight for it for the third time in a row. Thank you so much for 7,000 subscribers, 7,021 this moment in time. I'm going to try and keep pushing forward. So thank you guys for the support in getting us there, and hopefully the support that can get us to bigger and better things. I really do appreciate how far we've got, but we don't stop here, as if you are new around here, click that subscribe button down below. Watch the previous episode. Watch this one as well if you have done, as we are 3 points off Orlando now. The gap has significantly decreased, which is a good thing for us because they had a bit of a gap on us. Philadelphia 13 points clear, as it's telling us to replace the captain. Only one player on international duty at the moment, but we'll see the fixtures before we go into the game. Penultimate episode today, as we have Orlando, Nashville, New England Revolution, New York City and New York Red Bull. We've got both New Yorks today. We'll probably just be playing who's higher up, and of course Orlando is definitely one of these games that we will be playing. You can see we've got some tired faces in the lineup, but I'm just going to slightly rotate it. It's telling me to replace Birnbaum as captain, but I don't really want to do that. He's got the leadership trait, and I see no reason to really make a change. Phil Jones is absolutely shattered, so he will be benched, but still, similar team to the one we usually play, including Danny Welbeck unfit, but we do need him as the team for the first opening game. Hamid, Najjar, Hines, Ike, Birnbaum and Smith with Vera and Drinkwater. This team, of course, tired from extra time, winning the cup and then playing 2 games after it, with Durkin in Cam, Cornick, Roberta and Welbeck on 50 fitness. Usually go for it above 60, but we're going to have to risk it today. We've got a substitute on the bench. Orlando away. And the team we're against: Galisi, Nego, Antonio Carlos, Janssen, Smith, Urso, Araujo, Ruan, Gonzalez, Pereira and Cara. Still plenty of time to go, however, as Curtis Davies thinking about retirement. I want him to be on the coaching team, to be fair to you. I think Wayne Rooney would want the same, as Durkin has it right here. Out wide into Najjar. You can see Danny Welbeck in the middle, and Roberta's coming through the middle as well, and Galisi with a good save early on. Very good start to this game. We're going to do the run near post tactic. Bring a man forward as well. Danny Welbeck is up there. Headed away, however, and Gonzalez jumps on that one as well. Can we just keep this alive, please? Najjar, Pereira handled it, definitely so. For, I'm going to say 14 there, but 13 minutes on the clock as it goes out to Durkin right here. Back into Najjar. Got to be careful with fitness, but a bright start here against a good team. That's a good slip pass. It was onside. The man in the middle. I thought it was onside anyway, as a ball across the field. It's straight into Ruan, who tries to dink it in past Smith. Had to be a bit careful there, but no handling of the ball at all, as Durkin tries to turn his man. Hines Ike to drop that back. Rotating the squad in the biggest game, but sometimes you've got to if you're forced into it, as Nahar puts the ball out to Harry Cornick. Cornick back into Danny Drinkwater, now into Durkin. I know the usual thing is to sign the oldie players, the, of course, world-class old players. Maybe we do need a bit more youth to keep his team, you know, unfatigued in this league, as it's out to Harry Cornick, who's going to try and whip a deep cross in. Unlucky right there. Danny Welbeck's dropped off a little bit. Straight back into Harry Cornick of Luton. Or, of course, previously of Luton. Durkin now on the edge. Tried to get it round. Unlucky from him as Hines Ike out wide into Harry Cornick again. That's into Danny Drinkwater now. And Drinkwater back into Cornick. Need a little bit more of an Harry Cornick to pick up on this ball in the middle. Into Vera. Drinkwater now. Into Durkin. As Durkin's going to put it out wide into Harry Cornick with a good touch. That's another decent ball whipped in, should I say. Trying to speak all at once as Roberta couldn't get there. Danny Welbeck's had a couple of chances, but just been unlucky. No fault of his own, to be fair. As Urso's going to slide that one through, you know, straight onto Cara. Still a stalemate, as that's a poor ball. They're still failing to force it, as Vera needs to get away from his man a little bit. Stay away. Smith now. Put that across on the floor into Hines Ike. Forward onto Najjar. As Najar or Nahar, whichever you want to call it, on the ball into Danny Drinkwater. Now he's going to put it down the line for Cornick to get past his man rather easily. Dink a little ball into Welbz as Cornick's going to just take that down. No injury to Welbz. I saw him go down. I got worried. I know what old legs can do. They can pull the hamstrings easily as it's out wide into Smith. There's Smith playing at the left-hand side as well as ours as Antonio Carlos through the middle. Poor pass. And we've just got a little bit before half-time. Can we feed that to Durkin? We can. Robertha on that side. Drinkwater picks up on it. At least Durkin's back up because he's injury-prone. Oh, at least he got back up on his feet. As at half-time, 0-0. Despite some tired faces, we are going to go into this second half with the same squad as Vera to pick up on that, but a bit of a heavy touch. Still, Birnbaum's going to be there. Into Mateus Vera. Straight out wide into Robertha now. Needs to make that option down the line. Does get it back into him. Now into Durkin. Out wide again into Robertha. Robertha just to keep it. And Smith with the overlap. That's a good little move, that. Dink that in for Danny Welbeck. Past him. Just a tad unfortunate as Nago to run down this line. Trying to get goal side. Best thing we could do there. But Birnbaum's going to try and stop that. Hamid comes with the catch. Absolutely clattered into by Kara. And not a good throw in at all from Hamid. Not a good throw at all. And it's just scraped wide. Have to be better than that. As Danny Drinkwater straight away on the ball. He gives it into Odoy at seam. Odoy at seam just to try and keep hold of it. Danny Drinkwater has it again. Back into Odoy. That's straight through the middle onto Harry Cornick. Welbeck. We'll go back to the fit right back now that we've just brought on instead of Nihar. That's a whipped in ball. Unlucky. Two men going for it, to be fair. And not a good nod back from Cornick. It's a shame, really, because I do think we've got the quality in the squad, but the fitness levels really letting us down right now. Nothing wrong with it, but the influx of games, of course, as Hamid punches that one. Need to get there. We don't. Danny Welbeck trying to just fall back because he doesn't want to run that much. You can tell as we finally got it. Durkin straight into Welbz, who's going to get it wide to Cornick. Cornick's got to try and go. Robertha in the middle, cut back, and Perez and Smith to come on. You might not think it's the strongest of changes for Cornick and Welbeck, but it just has to be made. It's crunch time in the season, of course. As I did say, it was the penultimate episode. If we're getting these playoffs, it definitely won't be, as we are at the moment. Odoy with a whipped-in ball, looking for Durkin. Vera with the header down. This will drop right here. It's not saved clearly, but the whistle's gone. Offside. Very unlucky as Perez gets this ball in the middle. Come on, let's keep this pressure up that we are keeping on them. Smith was good movement from him as this is going to fall. Danny Drinkwater throwing himself into the mix right there as Araujo to get this away into Kara. Got to watch it on this side. Good interception from a tired Smith as well. Into another Smith who needs to try and get this ball down. Tries to pass it. Doesn't work, but we've got a man in front of us in Durkin who can't break through that middle. Just chase them back. Pressure on, straight out of play, which will suit us to the ground. Because we've made all three changes right here. Different striker and different winger should give us a bit of fitness. Smith, come on, last couple of minutes. Drinkwater, Perez is around the side. He's going to whip one in towards Smith. Flick that on, brilliant flick on. Into Robertha, in towards Danny Drinkwater. And it's out for our ball again. Yeah, just went over that line. Come on, pressure on. Orlando right here. A draw wouldn't be the worst, but of course a win would make us feel a lot more comfortable, as that's a good ball onto Perez. Might as well crack this one, you know. Looked off target, but saved by the keeper. As a corner ball. Heads, please. Birnbaum. It looked like it was him underneath it. Falls into Durkin, who keeps it alive. Into Odoy at seam, who keeps hold of it, but lost it. Really should have nicked this with the chances, especially in the first half, but just the energy in the legs. That's what I'm putting it down to. The energy in the legs as that's across the field. Into Smith. Now into Robertha. Needs to try and cut away now. He's got his man running in front of him. Round that side. Smith putting up a fight, but never really getting there, as the whistle should go any moment. And does. Right, a 0-0. Not the worst result against second place. We're not losing the game, at least. But we've got to keep it up. Keep them standards high if we're going in the playoffs. Third is where we stay. Ahead of Inter Miami by 4 points, but a game in hand. Not the worst outcome, as we'll just have to keep on pushing on. It looks like Red Bull New York are the team which we'll definitely have to play today. And I'm thinking Nashville are getting close, as youth players are ripping up their contracts. Okay, we'll get better ones. Being blackmailed by youth. There's definitely one player I want in the team, and I think you can guess who it is. But still not ready to come into this lineup. We've got a bit of a big break and a player back from injury, which should be Taxi, if I'm not wrong. It is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As we have Nashville just outside of the playoffs. New York and Columbus Crew are below them, and New England Revolution bottom of the league. So I think it will be Nashville that we play. Beat them from a penalty, if I'm not wrong, last time. As Gressel's still out. It could have been Gressel that were back, but instantly guessed Taxi, and it is Taxi. Very nice. As Nyman will jump on this bench. Might go for Williamson over Danny Drinkwater because I see him more long term. And I think a fully fit team, we should go into this game better. And Phil Jones, of course. There we go. Happy with that lineup. Let's push it against Nashville. Gotta be a win. Let's have a look at this team that travelled to us. We've got Joe Willis, Eric Miller, Mayer, Castellanos, Romney, Lovitz, McCarthy, Mendes and Davis with Jordi Mukhtar and Sapong up front. Hate that we've got that thing stuck in the top corner, but we'll just have to deal with what we are given. Just don't like it when that happens. As a bit of a kick clash, referee. Are you having me on? How is this allowed to go through? This is terrifying. How are you supposed to work out who's who? You can just tell by the top of the socks, really. As Sapong going through a little bit there. This is horrific, referee. How is this even in FIFA? Do not know, but still, we'll have to go with it and just try and presume as Welbz. Is this tactics from Nashville? I'm guessing actually might be, to be fair, as Robertha here on the ball. Nowhere to pass it. Really do think it's a tactical move as a ball into Danny Welbz. Can tell that's Robertha down the wing, however, as we'll try and whip that in. Back post, almost headed. Danny Welbz putting up a bit of a fight, but it falls to Sapong. Now who has to give it wide into Davis, trying to challenge to get there. As Birnbaum pulling across a little bit here. Lovitz, that's fed too much through to our centre-back captain, as Williamson has lost it, however. We've still got to keep on going. Phil Jones on the cover. He's got straight past Phil Jones. And Jordi Mukhtar makes it one to the away side. Phil Jones back in the lineup with a dodgy move. I do actually rate the man, so that's a bit of an error, but still we'll just have to keep going. Slipped past us on the turn. Hamid couldn't get there. Very unlucky as Williamson. Into Vera. Takes Vera back into Durkin. Now into Danny Welbz, who puts the ball out into Robertha. Robertha to deliver a decent ball in again, looking for Harry Cornick at that back post. We try it most times, but it just isn't working for us. As a punch from Willis. Took Cornick to the ground. Not one. And a bad foul on one of our players right there on the side. It looks like Harry Cornick. No, it's not Harry Cornick. I think it might be Durkin again, you know. No, it's not Durkin. Don't know who it is. But someone's gone down as Danny Welbz turns right there into Robertha, who's definitely onside with a strike. Near post, unlucky. It's Vera. Oh, worse than I expected. Danny Drinkwater to come immediately onto the field as Williamson with a whipped-in ball looking for Phil Jones. And that is going to be another corner ball. Really sad Matthias has gone off. We'll go short this time. Into Najjar. That's a decent ball to the captain and over. We did fail to score in the last game. I don't want to repeat. Maybe the kit clash has gone ahead because their kit's classed as like more navy, but you really can't tell the difference, can you? As Williamson into Durkin. Their man's coming across to try and tackle us right there, but it's out wide into Robertha, who's going to try and pull one back. That's into good space for Durkin to hit it. Tries the header as well. Not cleared at all by them, as we've still got the ball. No option, really. No help at all from the left back. Really wanted Brad Smith to come about as Davis. Phil Jones has read that one. There's Cornick now. Danny Welbz pointing to where he wants it in that space. He's got Cornick still with him. That's a good one too. Robertha's at the other side. That's a terrible cross from Harry Cornick though. Who's got to do better? I don't care that he's a rejuvenated winger. He's got to do better. And Smith with a ball down the line into Robertha. So Robertha's going to try and move this inside. He does. Straight into Danny Drinkwater. Williamson. I see Smith making a bit of a run there. He must have heard me on the sidelines. Tries to header it down. Danny Welbz trying to judge the bounce. As we've won it right here. We'll pass it straight through to Danny. But Romney's got away with that one. And at half-time, we trail against Nashville, fighting for the playoffs. Got to be a better 45 with a fully fit team. Must be better. And Sapong with the ball across the field right there. Smith to head that down straight into Robertha. Need an instant response, I would say. Just need to be straight on it. As Robertha in the middle onto Durkin. Durkin across straight into Harry Cornick. Harry Cornick We'll just play that back, but that's a sloppy ball into Williamson, who was straight away took out by Sapong. Lucky to get a yellow, I would say. There is no intent for the ball whatsoever. Just a bad injury that could have been caused, as Williamson with the ball has to stick it out wide into Robertha, who will fully power that cross, looking for a free Cornick at the back post. Unfortunate not to find him. Just have to keep up with our game, really. We were putting pressure on them at the end of the first half, as Robertha has Durkin in front, has Welbz just there. That's a sloppy pass, but he does find Welbz this time. Again, can't get it away though. Sapong to come forward now on that yellow card, of course, into Levitz, who passes it forward straight into Phil Jones. Phil Jones will just give that inside to Durkin. Unlucky. Sapong's forced a corner against us here. Lucky to be on the field, I must say, for the second time, as Mukhtar to whip one into Romney. And Hamid had to tip that over. Big chance for Nashville to double, you know. We only beat them last time from penalties. I mean, we did earn them, of course, as Mayer on the edge of the box into McCarthy. Now Romney. McCarthy with a gap. Another save. Need to try and cut this out, however, as Jordi Mukhtar falls there for Sapong. He's had 2 chances at shooting and he's scored the second one. Should not be on the field, by the way. 2-0 Nashville. That's quite poor, actually. I'm a bit upset with how we've conceded that one, but what can you do? I wonder how that would work if they actually both got game time, really, at the same time, as Durkin just swivelling on the spot. No options through the middle. There we go. Welbz dragged one out as we've got Williamson running around into Cornick. I'm going to try and work this back centrally, but we can't even do that. We really haven't been on it, and you can see they want these playoff places, as Jordi Mukhtar into Miller over the top. Need to try and get there, Birnbaum, and he does. Very well read. Just let him run, Smith. Get down the line if you can. Help Robertha out, as here he is. He's got a bit of pace, but I'm not going to try and use it. I'm going to go centrally to Danny Drinkwater. Pass this across the field if we can. There we go. We've got Najjar over here in a bit of space. We've got Cornick in a bit of space as well. Williamson round into Durkin. Drops it off for Drinkwater. Blocked. Was a good move, to be fair, but nothing from it. Still 2-0 down. Doesn't change that fact. It actually does change, though, because it's 3-0 now. McCarthy, the captain, just wandered in onside to just give them their deserved win. And you can't argue. We have been humbled. Absolutely humbled by Nashville. They've done well. Not really going to try and dwell on it. They have deserved the game. They've needed to really win this game, to be fair, to keep their season alive. It's just about to release one with Durkin, keeper out of position, but the final whistle goes. 3-0 at home. Boos. Yes, deservedly so for the performance, but they were good. They were underestimated. So the top 2 looks hard after Orlando beat Cincinnati 6-0 away from home. And the gap between us and 6th is actually 4 points, which isn't too graceful, but still, I have to keep faith. As we go into 2 very quick games right here. Vera is fully fit. Very, very nice. Gressel's almost back. And Taxit is. Right, we have a really good team. Hopefully none of these get injured before the playoffs, as a fully fit team once more going into New England Revolution's bottom of the league, as then we have an instant game against New York as well. But we're not going to play any of these 2. We're going to simulate both, as the first one against Revolution at home, a 2-1 win. Welbz and Cornick, with Virioni getting a consolation. I'll take that, as both players very happy they got back in the team after their injury. That's not a long turnaround. I'm just going to send them straight away from home to New York. Just get on that flight, as they've got a tired team as well. Another simulation near the bottom of the league. And this time it's a 2-1 defeat. Gabriel Pereira, Harry Cornick got another one, but Materia late on before he was dismissed. For a second yellow as well. Got the winner. Unlucky, as we've got a double header up again. I mean, what is the gap? We do play these who have dropped to actual 10th. New York, the other New York that we just got beat by, have jumped above them. We're on 50 points, 45 Nashville are on, but this is a game in hand, which we do really need to win. I'm glad it's a game in hand. Montreal are now bottom. There's no relegation in this league, of course, as well. Bit of fatigue. We have Columbus Crew as well, who are in the playoffs straight after this. As I'm thinking next episode, I will play the last 2 games, and then I'll play one of the, what do you call it, the playoff games, just to make it interesting, split the playoffs up. Very, very interesting, the scouted players. We've got them leaving. Okay, I do not care. I care mostly about this game. Danny Welbeck a little bit tired, as Gressel I'm going to stick on the bench. There we go. Very strong bench. Our strongest team in a while. Let's see the the damage it can cause. And let's have a look at this team that we're going to be against then. New York Red Bulls, Miera, Nealis, both of them in. Aaron Long, Pendon, Amaya, Caceres Jr., what's that name? Liquinas, Drew Yearwood, Morgan, and Fletcher. Of course, did very well against us last time out these. As that's Ashley Fletcher as well. Come from Championship football, of course, when he was relegated with Watford. I think he did leave. There's now Welbeck, straight on the ball, tries to put one down the line. Unfortunate. Brad Smith putting the pressure on though and gets there first. Come on, get some support up with him, please, as that's a ball into Danny Welbeck. Very, very nice. Get that wide taxi. That's a brilliant ball into Harry Cornick. Should have probably took another touch, but good play, and that wasn't Taxi who passed it. Maybe Vera? I don't know, because Taxi's upfield. And so we've got a corner. Brilliant start. Najar to whip this one in deep towards the captain. Unlucky. Try and keep that Vera. He does. Straight into Harry Cornick. Who's going to try and get round his man and whip a ball in. Pendant with the block. Back out to Harry Cornick, who's on side but lost it. Very unlucky as we've got 2 games left. I think a win here does guarantee us that playoff spot, to be fair. So that's how vital we want this, as Danny Welbeck has the ball at his feet. Twisting and turning into Williamson. Williamson just to keep hold of this ball. Now into Smith. Vera. Into Brad Smith again. Needs to look for a good one. Turns away. Vera with a bit of a chance to go there. Taxi. Now into Williamson. That's a brilliant turn. And a brilliant save from Mira. Good start. Very good start. We want to secure this place, you can tell. Has whipped in towards Danny Welbeck. Birnbaum headers it down into Najar. Back towards that guy Welbz off the post. And the keeper's got it. How close do you want to get with that one? As Drew Yearwood into Fletcher. They've got a bit of English spine to their team. As Morgan coming across to try and make a little bit of a block. They've gone straight round us. Whipping in a ball towards the back post. Phil Jones immediately away. Smashes on Vera. As Welbeck tries to put that around the side. Straight into Mateus Vera again though. And Roberta down the line. One more on to Taxi Funtas. And Taxi's going to get running. He's going to cut back. He's going to get it through to Danny Welbeck. And there we go. There's 1 foot in the playoffs. And it is that guy Welbz who gets the goal. Wayne Rooney's mate, of course. Brilliant take. Brilliant finish. Look at this. Cut inside from Taxi. Brilliant to have him back. Does make this team tick. And what a finish into the side netting across the keeper that one is. Got my fingers crossed that's the first of many. As Vera around the side into Roberta. Now into Smith. Smith straight into Mateus Vera, who can run with this ball as well. Again, Taxi and a little bit of a gap in front of him. But we'll just keep the ball into Williamson. Tried to chip it over. Long putting the pressure on, but still we keep hold of this ball. Quick turn. Danny Welbeck. Harry Cornick making an inward road. Nealis with the block. Only as far as Vera, who will try and put one over the top into Roberta with, but that's unlucky. They are actually putting up a brilliant game as they've tried to outrun us here. Down the line. We've just got back to cover them. Nealis into Liquinas. That's a ball into Fletcher. And the funny way how, I think it was Birnbaum moved out of the way, as that's a terrible throw. And he had to save his own mistake there, Hamid. No praise from me. Worse than David De Gea. I won't say that. It's definitely not worse than him, as he needs to catch that ball. Maybe he is as bad as him. Maybe he is. Liquinas with one of the easiest goals you can score. Poor from us. Extremely poor. Look at the way he dropped that ball. Needed to communicate with Vera. But then again, Birnbaum or Smith it was on the line. Should have easily cleared that. What is he doing? As after dominating the game, that goal shook us up a little bit. Got to make sure it doesn't affect us. Get this win. Get these playoff confirmed. Because that goal wasn't good enough to concede. Let's keep these performance levels high, shall we? As Smith picks up the ball with a switch over the top into Phil Jones. Into Nuhar. Now on to Harry Cornick. Come on. Let's get going, shall we? Williamson tries to put a ball down the wing. Unlucky. Fight for it back. There we go from the Bix Portland Timbers man. But he runs out of play. Unlucky. Not getting frustrated at all as Harry Cornick keeps hold of this. Into Williamson. Harry Cornick again. Will drop that off. Najar through the middle onto Williamson. We've got a man in the middle. That guy, Welbz, gets his second of the game. Instantly back in front. Brilliant goal. Danny Welbeck. As I know my light went really bright on my face right there. That's how it's reflecting with the heat. As Danny Welbeck just with the heat to put it side netting again. That guy Welbz as Morgan. We're fighting with him for it back right here. Harry Cornick to take it. And he's going to put it down the line into Nahar. Who's going to keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going. Now we'll try and whip one in. But a little bit too late. Still keeps hold of it. Doesn't get his pass off, however. Still keep it, though. Harry Cornick had a bit of a gap, but we couldn't really opt for it. Williamson. That's a good ball through the middle onto Taxi. Got his feet muddled up, but still forced to save. Thinking of the fitness of Danny Welbeck, but I'm also thinking of the form he's on. We could do with him on fire in the playoffs, and taking him off now might be a dodgy one. If he gets a hat-trick right here, it might be okay to take him off. Danny Welbeck, saved. Tapping really, saved again. Try and cross it. Still not kept. Can we cross this one? No. It's away. Taxi gets it right here, though. Can't pass it in, but he still tries to keep it. Passing it all around. Roberta around the middle. I see Danny Welbeck holding it up in the middle. Unlucky. Very unlucky. He's going to have to come off soon as well, Welbeck. He might have done his job. Hopefully he has got us into those playoffs confirmed. As Vera to try and keep hold of it. Drew Yearwood with a tackle. Vera comes across again to make an interception and haven't got it away clearly. Jeez, Birnbaum, no. That's an easy ball squeezed through. It's poor defending once more. And 2 apiece. Red Bull always score easy goals against us. Come on, boys. It's not like it's Leipzig. Just too easy. Around the side. In the top corner. Very poor as Phil Jones. What's he blown for? What's he blown for? Maybe a handball, but still, I don't think it did. Anyway, Morgan to take a shot on from range. Hamid, get it out, please. We want to win this game. We really do. Fundas with a good chest down, you know, onto Vera. Can we put that back over the top for Taxi? Terrible ball, but still, Danny Welbeck takes it down. Out to Adoy Adsim, who's just come off the bench. Just cross one in deep towards Taxi again. And headed away. Why is it not controlling Danny Welbeck? So much closer to the ball, but Adoy keeps it here. Through the middle, onto Welbeck. He's got a bit of space, but he needs an option. Squeezed it through onto Roberta. Off the post. Offside! He'll have to come off. We need to keep the fitness up for the next game. We'll confirm it next time, I'm sure. I hope, anyway. No bottle in this game, and we might be alright, to be fair, but I would have liked to do it with a win, as we completely took out in the defence. 5 minutes. Smith is now up front. Their goal scorer of the first goal goes into the book, as Danny Drinkwater looking for Smith, who's offside. Got some learning to do himself, as Vera jumps for it. Doesn't win it. And Maya, don't back off. Go to him. Take the game to them. Press them. Wayne Rooney. Wazza in the faces. As that's a ball across into Fletcher, though. Into a gap. It's not cleared. And we have lost the game from our captain yet again not clearing it. We've lost. To be fair, now in the playoffs we are under pressure. Terrible goal to concede. Gone from guaranteeing through to an absolute sucker punch right here. Just in the side netting. We scored 2 goals, non-penalties, for the first time in a while. And we still held back. Danny Welbeck should have really never gone off the field. Birnbaum's had a shocker. I think it was actually Smith, to be fair. As let's go in, get going again, shall we say. Into Smith. The striker Smith, this one. Tries to keep hold of it and pass it off. Cannot do so. They've got the ball back again. Final whistle. Playoffs not confirmed. Goes to the final 2 games, which we need to do well in now. Red Bull are on his back. Other teams are as well. Nashville, New York. Terrible result. Absolutely woeful. Really, really bad, as you can see. Game in hand for Atlanta. We are 4 points off. We need to get a win to guarantee it. We just need a win. Romo, I'll say I'm proud of you, even though you've done nothing. And Columbus Crew up next with a very tired team. Ain't good. It ain't good at all. Not panic stations, but mixed bag today, you've got to say. As thank you guys for watching this episode right here. Toronto on final day as well. You can't see it on the screen, but that's going to be interesting. As don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with the notification bell on as well, so you do not miss an episode going into the future. Of course, the playoffs if we get into them. So I will see you all again tomorrow. Thank you again for 7,000 subscribers. and take care in a bit.